Welcome to today's Cinema Scene, happy viewers. We'll be featuring 3 computer animated comedies, Megamind, Rango, and Rio. Our first feature is Megamind, a 2010 production from DreamWorks Animation and Red Hour Productions that was released in digital 3D, IMAX 3D, and 2D. Directed by Tom McGrath, Megamind features the voices of an all-star cast, including 2-time Golden Globe nominated comedian Will Ferrell as Megamind, Golden Globe winner Brad Pitt as Metro Man, multi-Golden Globe and Emmy-winning comedian Tina Fey as Roxanne Ritchie, Jonah Hill as Hal Stewart, and primetime Emmy-winning comedian David Cross as Minion. The story introduces Megamind, the self-proclaimed incredibly handsome genius and master of all villainy. Megamind has been battling and losing to his nemesis Metro Man ever since they were babies. Although they had arrived to Earth at the same time from their respective planets, fate had very different paths paved out for them. Metro Man, with his superhuman strength, speed, laser eyes, ability to fly, and exceptionally good looks, grew up as the most popular kid in town. Megamind, despite his incredible intelligence, creative inventions, and pure intentions, was always the odd one out, with only Minion the fish as his companion. Realizing that he is only good at being the bad one, Megamind concludes that he was destined to be the supervillain and Metro Man's rival. On the opening day of a museum dedicated to Metro City's protector, Metro Man, Megamind and Minion detain reporter Roxanne Ritchie to lure the superhero into a trap. Everyone is shocked when Metro Man is unable to escape and apparently loses his life, but Megamind's victory is short-lived. The blue inventor finds no more purpose in being a villain when there is no hero to go up against. The disheartened Megamind happens to meet Roxanne, and using a special watch that gives him the appearance of the museum's curator, Bernard, ends up talking to her. One of her comments inspires him to create a superhero by injecting a candidate with a serum, giving them Metro Man's superpowers. When Megamind and Minion are ready to find a noble-hearted person to become Metro City's new defender, the serum is accidentally fired into Roxanne's clumsy cameraman Hal. Disguised as his space dad and space stepmom, Megamind and Minion begin to train Hal to be Titan, upholder of justice, honor, and nobility, and Megamind's new opponent. In the meantime, Megamind continues to meet with Roxanne under the disguise of Bernard. As the two become attracted to one another, Megamind begins to lose interest in foul play. When Megamind tells Minion that he no longer wants to be the bad guy, the ensuing argument causes Minion to leave his friend. Seeing them together, Titan, who is infatuated with the reporter, becomes jealous of Bernard. While on a dinner date with Roxanne, Megamind's disguise falters, and thinking that he was tricking her, Roxanne leaves him. Megamind decides to resume his villainy and go up against Titan as previously planned, but to his shock and dismay, he discovers that Titan intends to use his abilities for his own evil gains, and that Megamind may be the only one who can prevent him from taking over the city. Clever and fast-paced, Megamind is an enjoyable comedy highlighting righteousness and the importance of being kind.
It can be corroded over time.
Justice is a non-corrosive metal.
But metals can be melted by the heat of revenge.
It's revenge, and it's best served cold.
But it can be easily reheated in the microwave of evil.
Well, I think your warranty is about to expire.
Maybe I got an extended warranty.
Warranties are invalid if you don't use the product for its intended purpose.
Oh, girls, you're both pretty. Can I go home now?
Of course.
Let's now take a look at Rango, a 2011 American comedy from the director of the popular Pirates of the Caribbean, Gore Verbinski. With a mariachi band of burrowing owls singing and narrating throughout, the film follows a household pet who finds himself in the unfamiliar Wild West. The star of the movie, a chameleon voiced by Golden Globe winner Johnny Depp, has never had any real friends. Living alone in his terrarium, he passes his time pretending to be the lead in make-believe adventures with his toys. everything changes when he falls off his human caregiver's car and finds himself stranded in the Mojave Desert. He has a strange meeting with an armadillo who is seeking the mystical spirit of the West. The armadillo, voiced by two-time BAFTA-nominated Alfred Molina, challenges the lizard to seek enlightenment in the hot, dangerous Mojave Desert. Finding no meaning in his current life, the chameleon ventures into the vast, mysterious desert. There, he meets desert iguana Beans, voiced by Isla Fisher. Beans takes him to the town of Dirt, a lawless outpost in the Wild West. The locals immediately make it clear that outsiders will not last long in town. In an attempt to fit in, the confident chameleon adopts the name Rango and puts on a facade of bravado, fabricating tall tales of his courageous feats. With luck, Rango's improvisations win the awe and respect of the Dirt residents. The mayor, an old turtle voiced by Oscar-nominated Ned Beatty, appoints him as the new sheriff. On the other hand, Dirt's water reserve, which is stored in a water cooler bottle at the bank, is critically lacking. Everyone's anxiety is heightened when the precious jug is stolen. As the town's only hope, Rango leads Bean and a group of assorted animals to find and retrieve the water. With all the townspeople's trust in him, Rango must deal with a huge clan led by Robert Balthazar, voiced by Harry Dean Stanton, the infamous Rattlesnake Jake, voiced by Bill Nye, and the mayor's unthinkable corruption, and ultimately Rango's own lack of confidence. Rango is an engaging adventure that captures the courageous, driven spirit of the Wild West. Through the ordeals of Rango and the Dirt townsfolk, the animation exemplifies the noble qualities of honest leadership and the strength of community.
Ain't always spoken rightly to you, Spirit of the West. But tonight, I want to thank you for bringing Sheriff Rango into our lives. It's a hard life we got. Sometimes, I don't know how we're gonna make it. Somehow, Sheriff Rango makes me think we will. We needed a brave man, and you sent us one. Nice to have someone to believe in again. Thank you, Spirit of the West. Amen.
Our final feature is Rio, a 2011 production from the creators of the renowned Ice Age trilogy and directed by Oscar-nominated Brazilian director Carlos Saldanha. The film follows Blue, a blue Spix's macaw who is smuggled from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, to a small town in Minnesota, USA, by illegal wildlife traders. There he is adopted by Linda, with whom he becomes the best of friends. Years later, while at her bookshop, Linda is visited by an eccentric Brazilian ornithologist, Trulio. According to Trulio, Blue is the last male of his species. In order to save his kind, Blue must be taken back to Brazil to mate with another macaw in Rio. Jewel, the bird meant to be Blue's partner, turns out to be the girl of his dream. But the independent Jewel is far from interested in the clumsy Blue, who, despite being able to solve physics equations and log into a computer, cannot even fly. And unlike him, Jewel is intent on getting out of the cage and back to the wild. Things go awry when the pair is birdnapped from Trulio's aviary by a group of smugglers and their intimidating, sulfur-crested cockatoo named Nigel. They manage to escape into a jungle. There they meet a friendly Toco toucan named Raphael, who offers to take them to his bulldog friend Louise to remove the chains still binding them. On the way, they are joined by a red-crested cardinal named Pedro and his yellow canary friend Nico. Meanwhile, Nigel and the smugglers are hot on their trail as Trulio and Linda continue their desperate search for Blue and Jewel. With the joyous sounds of samba and Brazilian music, Rio is a delightful film with a message of being good stewards of our precious animal co-inhabitants. This film features a musically gifted voice cast, including 7-time Grammy Award-winning will.i.am as Pedro, Oscar and Grammy Award winner Jamie Foxx as Nico, 7-time Primetime Emmy Award-nominated New Zealand comedian, actor, and musician Jermaine Clement as Nigel, as well as Oscar-nominated and vegetarian actress Anne Hathaway as Jewel, Oscar-nominated Jesse Eisenberg as Blue, Leslie Mann as Linda, Rodrigo Santoro, recipient of the Cannes Film Festival's Chopard Trophy as Trulio, famous talk show host and actor George Lopez as Raphael, and primetime Emmy-nominated Tracy Morgan as Louise.
Now, you flap your right wing, you flap your left wing, and together, you fly.
But this doesn't seem aerodynamically possible.
Yeah, you think too much. Flying is not what you think up here. It's what you feel in here. And when you feel the rhythm of your heart, it's like samba. You fly. See, it's easy.
Easy? Easy for you to say, because from here, it looks really, really hard.
Megamind, Rango, and Rio are brilliant computer-animated films that are sure to uplift and bring laughter to the entire family. Happy viewers, it was a pleasure having you with us for today's Cinema Scene. Coming up next is Vegetarianism, the Noble Way of Living, after noteworthy news, here on Supreme Master Television. May your days be filled with wonder and joy in the company of loved ones.
Enlightenment. We are nothing without it.
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Superman! Hello, Radiant viewers, and welcome to another edition of Cinema Scene. We have just enjoyed the magical theme song from the movie Superman by legendary Hollywood composer and 5-time Oscar winner John Williams. This uplifting score was nominated for an Academy Award and sets the tone for the entire Superman series, consisting of 5 full-length movies and a 6th one scheduled for release in 2013. On today's show, we'll be featuring 3 movies from this action-adventure series: Superman the Movie, Superman 2, and Superman Returns. Superman is one of the world's most recognizable superheroes and has led the way for other blockbuster superhero Hollywood movies like the Batman and Spider-Man series. The Superman Saga revolves around the ongoing battle between good and evil, and is based on the fictional comic book hero from DC Comics created in 1932. The hero restores harmony on Earth with the help of his extraordinary powers of X-ray vision, super breath, super hearing, the ability to fly at high speeds, and of course, his phenomenal strength, which also earns him the nickname Man of Steel. Our first film, Superman the Movie, was released in 1978 by Warner Brothers Pictures. It was directed by Emmy-nominated Richard Donner, who received a Saturn Award nomination in the Best Director category for this revolutionary work. The story starts out on the far-off planet of Krypton, which is in danger of being destroyed. Its leader, Jor-El, played by Oscar winner Marlon Brando, places his infant son, Kal-El, into a space capsule bound for planet Earth in hopes of preserving the Kryptonian race. The capsule lands in a rural area of the American Midwest and is found by an upright farm couple who decides to raise him. Upon discovering the boy's unusual powers, they keep it a secret and suggest he should only use his abilities for good. The young boy is named Clark Kent, and he eventually finds a green crystal of power his father included in his ship. This crystal allows him to learn the secrets of his true identity and purpose, to help humankind. He then travels to his new earthly abode, which is an incredible crystal palace at the North Pole called the Fortress of Solitude. Here he attains further knowledge and instruction through a secret video message from his father, Jor-El. Years pass, and the now grown-up Kal-El, played by Christopher Reeve, lives the double role of news reporter Clark Kent and superhero Superman. The time finally arrives when Superman exposes himself to the public eye and makes his first life-saving rescue, capturing the hearts and imaginations of the entire city, including the media, who desperately want to know more about this caped wonder. As he continues to inspire Metropolis by protecting its citizens and saving more lives, we become aware of an arch-nemesis named Lex Luthor, who is played by Oscar winner Gene Hackman. Lex Luthor has devised a scheme to become very wealthy and at the same time control a large portion of American land by using nuclear power. Although Superman is the only one who can stop him, Lex Luthor has realized the superhero's one weakness. He has found a way to interfere with Superman's ability to obtain his power from the sun by using a radioactive rock called kryptonite from his home planet of Krypton. How will the Man of Steel overcome this tremendous obstacle and save the country from the clutches of Lex Luthor's greed? Other notable characters in the film include Lex Luthor's assistant, Otis, played by Oscar Award nominee Ned Beatty, and actress Margot Kidder, who won a Saturn Best Actress Award for her portrayal of Superman's girlfriend and news reporter Lois Lane. Also referred to as Superman 1, this movie was immensely popular with both the public and critics. In fact, it was nominated for 3 Academy Awards: Best Film Editing, Best Music, Original Score, and Best Sound. It also won a Special Achievement Award from the Academy for its advanced visual effects. 2 years after the original Superman movie delighted audiences, its sequel, Superman 2, graced the movie screens in 1980. Also released by Warner Brothers Pictures, it has the same stellar cast with Christopher Reeve, Margot Kidder, and Gene Hackman playing the leading characters of Clark Kent, Lois Lane, and Lex Luthor, respectively. Award-winning American director and producer Richard Lester takes the helm as director, which resulted in the movie receiving 3 Saturn Award nominations, and the Distinguished Award for Best Science Fiction Film of 1982 from the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films, USA. The sequel continues where the first film left off, as we now witness the Caped Wonder as a full-fledged superhero in his city of Metropolis and around the world. In Paris, France, Superman saves Lois Lane from what would have been a fatal accident, and then he prevents the Eiffel Tower from destruction by a nuclear bomb. But the Man of Steel faces his biggest challenge yet, when the bomb he hurled into outer space accidentally frees 3 criminals from Krypton. They have the same powers as Superman and immediately descend upon Earth, where they team up with the infamous Lex Luthor. Meanwhile, Lois Lane discovers that her colleague at the Daily Planet newspaper agency, Clark Kent, actually doubles as Superman. Superman decides to fly her to the Fortress of Solitude so that she can learn more about his true identity. Superman makes the pivotal decision to sacrifice his supernatural powers to marry Lois Lane, all the while unaware that the 3 Kryptonian criminals have inadvertently been released. Since his decision to marry Lois cost him his remarkable strength, how will he be able to fulfill his mission of saving the world? After the releases of Superman 3 in 1983 and Superman 4, The Quest for Peace in 1987, the movie series took a 9-year hiatus from the big screen. Then, in 2006, the first Superman movie without the late Christopher Reeve as the lead was made, aptly titled Superman Returns, and directed by the 4-time Emmy-nominated Bryan Singer. The new Clark Kent/Superman is portrayed by newcomer Brandon Routh. Kate Bosworth delivers a convincing portrayal of Lois Lane, and 2-time Oscar Award winner Kevin Spacey plays Superman's old nemesis, Lex Luthor. In this film, Lois Lane and Clark Kent have already parted ways, and she has lost all knowledge that Clark and Superman are one person. Superman Returns starts out with Superman's father, Jor-El's message to his son. As the movie progresses, we learn that for some unknown reason, Superman has been missing for the last 5 years, leaving many, especially Lois Lane, confused. Later, Superman does return to society by making a spectacular rescue of a space shuttle mission that included members of the media aboard, including Lois Lane. After the successful rescue, he explains to Lois why he left. 5 years earlier, astronomers had thought they found Superman's original home planet of Krypton, which motivated him to travel there himself and investigate. Meanwhile, Lex Luthor goes to Superman's Fortress of Solitude and learns many secrets of the universe from a recorded holographic message that had been meant only for Superman. With this newfound knowledge, Luthor devises an evil plan to create a new world where he would be the sole landowner. He steals a piece of green kryptonite from the Metropolis Museum of Natural History in hopes of using it to minimize Superman's power. We learn of Luthor's full treachery when he kidnaps Lois and her son. Luthor's keen intuition senses something special about the son and asks who the boy's real father is. In order to save millions of people whose lives are endangered by Luthor's scheme, Superman must act fast. But how can he possibly overcome the landmass made of kryptonite? The film was nominated for an Oscar Award for Best Achievement in Visual Effects. Movie critic Scott Hoover of Hollywood.com said, "Ultimately, the movie leaves the audience like the people of Metropolis when its greatest hero returns to the skies, brimming with hope." Such has been the over 30-year journey Superman fans around the world have enjoyed. Hope. Open-minded viewers, it was a pleasure having you with us for today's Cinema Scene. Coming up next is Vegetarianism, the Noble Way of Living, after noteworthy news here on Supreme Master Television. May you realize the full potential of your God-given gifts and share them with the world.
A to Z list of animal helpers.
Our world has been bestowed with the beauty and service of animal life in myriad forms, big and small, each bringing gifts to enrich our existence.
The following are just a few of these precious beings and their unique contributions, which are offered freely to benefit all on the planet. Not included herein are their invisible spiritual help.
Ants aerate the soil and dig tunnels that provide channels for water to reach plants.
Apes are seed dispersal agents and help maintain the integrity of flora and fauna diversity.
Bats disperse seeds. Their guano provides fertilizer. Researchers, modeling after bats' echolocation, have invented a cane for the visually impaired.
Beavers build dams that help maintain wetlands.
Bees pollinate crops, fruit trees, and flower blossoms.
Beetles' method of gathering water on their wings is inspiring engineers to develop more efficient water harvesting technologies. Their feet are being modeled after to invent better adhesives, help to control weeds.
Birds disperse seeds and pollinate plants.
Chipmunks rejuvenate the forest.
Cows grazing naturally create a favorable environment for native herbs and other plants.
Deer foraging play an important role in shaping forest regeneration.
Dogs act as therapy companions and guides for the sight and hearing impaired, help with the disabled daily tasks, perform altruistic life-saving deeds for both humans and animals.
Dolphins are therapy and rescue animals, assist also in finding ocean mines.
Earthworms improve soil fertility.
Elephants facilitate plant germination, aid rainforest regrowth, dig new water holes, make pathways used by humans and other animals.
Ferrets are the perfect size to help run cables through large electrical conduits.
Fish help mitigate climate change by maintaining the pH balance of marine ecosystems.
Frogs aid in nutritional cycling, are good ecological indicators of ecosystem stress, pesticide impact, and other anthropogenic activities.
Geckos' feet have provided inspiration for scientists to invent a super adhesive.
Geese and other waterfowl play a significant role in maintaining wetlands plant diversity.
Giraffes help protect and promote the growth of acacia trees in the savanna, which maintains the habitat's ecological balance.
Goats help manage natural resources, control fire-prone bush vegetation, are vehicles of seed deposition away from the mother plant.
Grasshoppers perform the critical action of nutrient cycling through their consumption of plants' biomass.
Hippopotamuses are keepers of swamps, dredgers of channels, and fertilizers of vegetation.
Horses are intelligent and sensitive therapy animals.
Iguanas are plant seed dispersal agents.
Insects pollinate plants, fertilize the soil with nutrients from their droppings, recycle biological materials into useful forms for other organisms, are responsible for much of the process by which topsoil is created.
Jellyfish inspired the development of a human-made green fluorescent protein, which has become a useful tool in biological science and medicine.
Kangaroos play an important role in maintaining landscape structure, revegetate native grasses.
Krill help reduce CO2 from the ocean's surface.
Llamas are employed in animal facilitative therapy because of their intelligence and calming effects.
Lobsters bring up organic matter from underground and recycle nutrients in the ecosystem. Burrows provide shelter for other flora and fauna.
Manatees help clear plant-clogged river channels that are used for irrigation and transportation.
Monkeys are important seed dispersers in their habitats, can assist people with disabilities.
Moose foraging plays a role in structuring forest growth and regeneration.
Nutcrackers help establish and disperse conifer seeds.
Octopuses inspire scientists to invent a new generation of soft, flexible robots.
Orangutans are significant propagators of tropical fruit-bearing trees, affecting rainforest regeneration and flora species diversity.
Penguins help scientists understand the effects of climate change. Their excrement can add large amounts of nutrients to the ocean.
Pheasants help build plant populations by spreading grains, seeds, and berries.
Pigeons can be effective messengers and help search and rescue missions at sea.
Pigs help disperse seeds and improve soil fertility.
Porcupines help disperse fruit seeds, aerate the soil, and provide reservoirs for water, seeds, and soil from their digging.
Quails are effective in seed dispersal and germination.
Rabbits' grazing and seed dispersal creates open areas and preserves plant species diversity. Enhance soil fertility and plant growth. Burrows provide nest sites and shelter for vertebrates and invertebrates.
Rats have been safely trained to detect landmines and positive tuberculosis diagnoses in people.
Rhinoceroses maintain the health of their habitat through their pruning of bushes and small trees, which provides food for other animal species, germinate seeds of the plants they consume.
Sardines help prevent ocean dead zones by eating plankton and maintaining the balance of marine ecosystems.
Sea otters help protect and ensure the healthy growth of kelp forests.
Sheep play a pivotal role in the management of natural resources, control fire-prone bush vegetation, are seed dispersal vectors.
Termites' ability to maintain constant temperature in their habitat has inspired engineers and architects in their building designs.
Turtles help humans test wireless networks, transport nutrients from highly productive marine habitats, such as seagrass beds, to energy-poor habitats like sandy beaches as they carry out their unique life cycle.
Umbrella cockatoo and other parrots in the wild help aid in seed dispersal through their eating of fruit.
Vaquitas are small porpoises that help maintain the ecological balance of their Gulf habitat.
Vultures contribute to good hygiene in the environment, reduce cases of rabies.
Walruses are a keystone species in the Arctic marine ecosystem.
Whales keep the ocean ecologically balanced. The sounds they make in the oceans could be signals used by other species. Inspire efficient turbine engineering design.
Xenarthra are a group of placental mammals that provide fertilizer for the rainforests through their excretions.
Yaks disperse seeds of grass and other plants, provide fuel through their dung.
Zebras are one of the chief seed dispersal agents of grass and other plants.
We thank the divine for these diverse wonders of the animal kingdom.
Let us cherish and protect them always to grace our earth with their irreplaceable presence.
For more information, please visit suprememastertv.com/scrolls.